Hello guys and welcome to another video. And in this one I'm going to be doing a little bit of discussion on life stacking in the Trial of the Ancestors League. And when I'm talking about life stacking, really I'm talking specifically about one particular build, and that's the ones that make use of the Relic of the Pact wand. This is a Trial Master exclusive unique, and what this wand does is it grants you a channeling skill, and this skill reserves a portion of your life, and then you can release the skill to deal area damage around you. And of course the skill scales damage based on how much life you actually reserve, so you want to kind of stack as much life as you can to be able to reserve as much life as you can, and then you can deal a huge amount of damage around you. And these builds make use of all of the things that allow you to easily stack ridiculous amounts of life, things like Dissolution of the Flesh with its more life multiplier, and Blood Magic with its more life multiplier. Things like the Kaom's Roots and Kaom's Heart unique items that have a huge amount of flat life. They sometimes use things like Split Personality Jewels, which can stack life as well. And there's other things there as well, like the Life Mastery for more life as well. And in this patch, we have access to tattoos and omens, and those two things offer some options for life stacking. So let's first talk about the tattoos. There is a new tattoo that GGG added to the game actually after launch. This is the Journey Tattoo of the Body. This tattoo replaces a plus 30 to strength notable passive skill, and it grants 25 to maximum life per allocated Journey Tattoo of the Body. So there's a total of 4 plus 30 strength notables on the passive tree. There's one between the Templar and Witch starting locations, one between Witch and Shadow, one between Shadow and Ranger, and one between Ranger and Duelist. And getting all 4 of these on one build might be quite difficult. You may need to make use of Blight uniques that allow you to anoint onto them, or make use of a Strangle Gasp, which is going to be quite expensive, to allow you to anoint most or all of these notables so that you can take advantage of that without kind of ruining your passive tree. But you probably should be able to get to 1 or 2 of them at least without anoints. And what this tattoo is going to do is it's going to generate more and more life based on how many of these tattoos you are using. The limit is, of course, the actual amount of notables that are available on the tree, which is 4. So if you have all 4 of these with the tattoos on there, each tattoo is going to grant 100 flat life for a total of 400 to maximum life. That's a crazy amount of flat life coming in there, almost as much as an entire Kaom's Heart unique body armor. And that's one of the other things that we'll be looking at in this video, is the Omen of Fortune, because this is an omen which is essentially trash to treasure of old. That was a prophecy which would allow you to turn a normal item into a unique using a chance orb, and the omen essentially does the same thing. You need to have the omen in your inventory, then you use a chance orb on a normal item and it will become a unique. And you can guarantee some really strong uniques with that item. But one of the things you can do with that is you can kind of prep an item before you make it into a unique. And one of the things that you can abuse here is Heist Enchantments. And Heist has an enchantment for body armors which grants 15% increased life modifier magnitudes. And there are some other ones as well, like 8% and 6%, but the one you really want is 15%. And unfortunately, in a previous patch, the Perfidy unique armor, that's a unique body armor which originally came from Delirium and was exclusive drop content to Delirium, actually got made a core drop unique back when they changed all of the boss uniques to put them in the core pool. And that means that whenever you use a chance orb on a glorious plate, you're going to be competing between Kaom's Heart and Perfidy. However, the rarity of both of these armors seems to be quite similar. I think both of them are around the tier 2 to 3 mark in terms of what rarity those uniques are. And that means that you probably have around a 50-50 chance when you use these chance orbs with the omen to be able to actually get the one you want, which is the Kaom's Heart. And the idea here is that you get yourself a glorious plate with the increased life modifier magnitudes enchantment already on it. Then you prep it up, you scour it off so that it's a normal item, you get the omen, you use the chance orb on it, and hopefully it becomes a Kaom's Heart glorious plate. with the life enchantment modifier still intact. And if it's 15%, you're going to be gaining a bonus 75 life. So you're going to have a Kaom's Heart which grants 575 maximum life, which is absolutely crazy. And lastly, we should talk about other tattoo options and timeless keystones, because Supreme Ostentation exists. That's a timeless keystone which allows you to ignore attribute requirements. And of course, if you've gone for that Kaom's Heart that has 15% increased life modifier magnitudes, it may also have 200% increased attribute requirements, which will bring the attribute requirement right up close to 600 strength. And you may not have 600 strength on that build. And you're going to want to be using Supreme Ostentation anyway, because this is a keystone that allows you to ignore attribute requirements. And that means that you're going to be able to use and stack a bunch of another tattoo. That's the Honored Tattoo of the Oak, which grants you 2% increased maximum life. You can put that on any small attribute passive, so it doesn't have to be a strength passive, it can be any attribute passive. And you basically stack tons of these along with all that flat life you've gained from the Kaom's Heart and the flat life that you gain from the Journey tattoos of the body to be able to gain crazy amounts of total life. Once you start adding all that up with all the more multipliers coming in from things like Dissolution of the Flesh and Blood Magic, you just end up with crazy amounts of life. I could easily see builds reaching 20, 25, maybe even 30,000 life with this setup. And it is quite high investment, and it is a very, very specific use case and build. But I just wanted to kind of make a video based on this to let people know that this is a thing and this exists. And hopefully that inspires some people to make some builds around a life stacking setup. You can always head over to PoE Ninja to take a look at what other people are doing with this kind of build. But usually people make use of the Wrathpith Globe shield to be able to gain a bunch of damage and crit chance from their maximum life. And they're doing things like converting that physical damage from the spell into cold damage and making use of Heat Shiver or something like that to be able to deal insane damage. And that's going to be about all for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.